Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my delightful gift box. It's really quite a simple gift box, to be honest, as you can see. It's just a basic box. It doesn't actually have a lid or anything on it, so it's ideal for you to pop a little gift in there with some tissue paper. It doesn't really matter if it's a bit taller than the box, because obviously you've got your tissue paper in the top, but it's just hand stamped, well, DSP I guess, just hand stamped cardstock. This one is obviously Night of Navy, and I've got a little bit of heat embossing going on there, and yeah, I really like this, and I think just, you know, this random stamping as well just makes a difference. So we're going to go ahead and make it. So the first thing I am going to do is my stamping. So I've got my Petal Pink, I've got my Tasteful Touches, and this time I'm going to go with the feather and the squares, I think. So I'm going to go with the feather first. It would help if I had a block out, wouldn't it? Feather first, and then just those squares on there. I like making this kind of DSP because not only is it quite quick, but obviously you can tailor it to whatever you want. So, you know, I just randomly stamp these feathers however and wherever you want them. And sort of just do a few off the edge there. And as I say, it's quite nice to be able to just design it to whatever you want. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore our DSP. I think it is amazing, but it's nice to create your own, isn't it? And it's fun to get a little bit sort of inky and just randomly stamp. I kind of find that when I'm doing this stamping, my thoughts wander. You know, and I just sort of think of really bizarre things, or I think of something, you know, fairly creative when I'm doing it, but I really enjoy it. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly, oops, knock everything over, quickly spritz that and just clean those stamps off, so I don't need them again. And then got my trimmer here, and I'm actually going to cut these down to size now while I'm here. So for your DSP then you're going to need two pieces that are 6.5, so I need to just open that arm out slightly. 6.5, I've probably done this back to front, but it doesn't matter. 6.5 by 3 3/4. So actually my feathers are going to be sideways, but that's okay. So you need two that are 6.5 by 3 3/4 or 16.5 by 9.5 centimetres. And then you need another two that are 6.5 by 1 1/4. And that's 16.5 by 3.5 centimetres. Now if you want to pick out where you want your images, then obviously you can just sort of rearrange your measurements. Let's say I'm just going to randomly cut mine as they are there. So those are my panels now for my DSP, quick and easy to make. And then to make the actual box, I've just got a sheet of A4 cardstock, or a piece of cardstock that is 8.25 by 11 3/4 or 21 by 30 centimetres. And then we're just going to get some scoring done. So I'm going to score the short side. That was a bit of a tongue tie, wasn't it? Score the short side at 1.5 inches, which will be 4 centimetres. And then I've rotated. Why is this going out of focus? Hey, come on, play the game. Thank you. Yeah, so short side 1.5, which is 4 centimetres. The long side at 4, 5.5, 9.5, and 11, and in centimetres that will be 10, 14, 24 and 28. Okay, really simple but really effective, I think. So we're going to fold and burnish these score lines. And this is Petal Pink, as I said, that I'm using on this one. And this is, like I said, a really simple basic box. And then we're just going to cut up these bottom panels to that score line. Really, really simple. And then when you get to the last one on the right, that very small rectangle there, we're just going to trim that one away slightly. Okay, so now I'm going to stick my panels on, which obviously I've already given you the measurements for. Oops. So we have the two large ones that obviously go front and back. And then your two thinner strips which will go on the sides. And so this is actually coming together really quite quickly, and I've just realised that almost the pattern matches there. Wasn't done intentional. And then this one just gone here. And the good thing of this as well is that you can actually use almost any stamp set. Just pick a couple of images and just stamp them. Okay, so whoops, my Seal Plus, just going to run this down that joint there. Somebody at the door and the dogs are barking. And then I'm going to tuck these two ends under here and leave the front there. Fold this one over, and there you have the inside of your box. And then we need to decorate it. So I have my Stampin' my dies, my Tasteful Label dies. Sorry, the person at the door could see me through the window, so I'm directing them that they could leave the parcel. So I've got this lovely label die here that I'm going to use. And then you can either use you Whisper White. Obviously on this one I used some really pretty Night of Navy. So for this one, obviously you're going to need some Petal Pink that I completely forgot to get out. I'm just going to grab that now. So some scrap Petal Pink here. Then I need, oh, that was close. I just nearly dropped an ink pad in my glass of juice on the table. Yeah, so I'm just going with don't you hate it when something like that comes in and happens? It's thrown me completely off now. I need to get back into the zone of what I'm doing. You Are So Special is the stamp that I'm using, just this one here. I've got my Versamark just here, and just a little bit of heat embossing. Now it's actually quite warm in here today, so it's not going to be a great deal of fun using my heat embossing, I don't think. So I've popped that on there. Then I just need my silver embossing powder, and I've just realised as well that I didn't put my extension cable out for my heat tool, so I shall be off the screen very slightly just for a moment while I heat this. So that's that bit done, and I'm going to quickly whiz over. I do apologise that it's just not long enough, my lead. So I'm just going to quickly heat emboss this gorgeous silver embossing powder. And it will probably take forever today now just because I'm not on screen. But clearly didn't plan that very well, did I? But thankfully, there we go. Done nice and quickly. And just while I'm waiting to give that just a second, beautiful in good taste elements. And I just want, I'm not going to use the crosses. Now, the simple reason for that is that my glue dot will show, so I'm not going to use them. So I'm just going to pop 3 of these. I don't really know what shape are they. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagons, 8 sides. And I'm going to use the larger leaf on this one. I'm going to be really crazy. So pop those back in there. And as I say, I'm just giving that a second. So I am just going to grab my glue dots and pop each one of these little elements on. Oops. There we go. And then these just are being pulled off and just popped on randomly on my box. And then I'm going to die cut this sentiment with my gorgeous new die cutting machine. Oh, isn't it pretty? So pop my 1, 2 and 3 on my little piece of card, my die that I've now lost. Here it is. So my die just goes over the top, and then my second number 3, and then I'll just run this through. Oh, this is such a delight to use. I do truly love using this. Right, take those out, just fold that up and out of the way. There's my beautiful, and I don't know if you can see, but there is a very fine little embossed ridge on the edge. Can you see it? I think you can see it on that corner. It's really pretty. Okay, and then a few rhinestones. So I've got 4 left on this pack, so I think it would be a shame not to use all 4, wouldn't it? What do you think? So let's go slightly off centre, and then I'm just putting these sort of in a line just underneath, possibly not very equally spaced, but you know. And then dimensionals on the back. And then my leaf here, I'm actually going to double dot. That's my new thing, double dot. So I put 1 on the back and 1, oh, on the front. That was a bit heavy-handed, I think. So let's try again. So we'll try again then. Double dot again. So again, like I said, 1 on the front, 1 on the back. And the reason for that is because then when I stick this in place on here and take the backing off, I've also got adhesive on that to hold it in place. So I just bring my little box in, pop that on, make sure it's straight. Put my hand inside just to press that adhesive down, and then my last little piece is to add some tissue paper. And just put that inside. And although it's not as pretty as the other paper, tissue paper, there you have it. There is your delightful gift box. Sorry for the distraction. Hope you like it, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.